Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very glad to be here. I'm Micheline from Dawan High School from Tainan. And today my topic is how to guide students to explore textbooks and their life for underachievers. Why do I focus on underachievers? Because the story happened 1 year ago. Last year I had a whole new class who were A grader. However, most of them are underachievers. You can imagine that most of them ran and disrupt the order of the class always. And the goal of their learning is to make the teacher angry. You know, and all of the teachers felt very, very upset. All of the teachers and many other teachers always ask me, Michelle, how do you make it? I say, I always cry. I feel upset too. You have done a very good job. Just keep it and do anything you want to do. Just keep it. Just keep it. Okay, so the class lacked the motivation of learning English first, and they failed in English, of course. And the third one, I said, this is my problem because the content I taught did not connect to students' life experience. Therefore, I want to do the inquiry based about the textbook. So it's why I did the topic. And I have to tell the truth. Before I went to SFU, before I joined the programs, I doubted many times. And I asked myself, will I really do the action plan on this special class? I have taught English more than 10 years. This is the difficulty, the most difficulty in my teaching environment. So I doubted a lot, but I have no choice because I'm the librarian in my school, and this is the only class I taught. So I need to face it. Okay, so I chose inquiry-based learning, and the circle is taught from Catherine Kong, and wonder, investigate, create knowledge, discuss, act, reflect. I will implement the rules in my action plan. Okay, this is my teaching plan 1. And okay, the lesson is focused on post-closing. The textbook will teach, tell the students how to use post-closing and how to write the postcard. I think textbook quite good, you know. But I think most of the teachers didn't know how to use it well. Okay, so I will teach my students. I will ask them a lot of questions. How to connect with a foreigner? Have you ever tried use the post-closing? And I give my students some environment to learn, to share, to discuss, and the most important, my students need to write the postcard. And finally, I encourage them to send the postcard to a friend, to a foreigner. Okay, will I success? Okay, let's go. This is my teaching plan 1. And this is the first class. This is the first teaching plan for the class and for me. So to my surprise, most of the students engaged in the class, to my surprise. And they try to, and I asked them to present on the stage and to speak English. They did it. And even lower achievers, they try to draw. They can't speak English, but they draw. They draw something, or they just have something. So, wow, amazing. Yeah, amazing. It's really amazing for me and for the class. And even the girl names, her name is Johanna, and I asked my student to write the postcard in group. So the student write the postcard from group, and he write it on the postcard, and she sent the postcard to a foreigner. And the foreigner is I registered in the post-closing, and I had a address, so I give the students the address. And Kenya from Russia, I told her this kind of situation, and she's really kind, so she sent back a postcard to Johanna. So I think you can tell the expression of my student. She's really satisfied, and all the class envy her, I think. So I think it was really successful. And the second teaching is about a story. So I lead my students to explore how many kinds of birds. And the topic of the bird is about fable. So I lead the student to discuss the fable, and then the main activity the student need to do is to predict what will happen next. And they need to make the prediction into a small picture of birds. Okay, this is what happened in the class. Okay, you can tell there are a lot of students who, I can use it. Okay, you can see a lot of students, naughty one. You can tell who is the most naughty one. A lot of naughty students in the class. And I have to tell the truth. In this class, I felt frustrated again because when their classmates spoke English on the stage to present what they made, they disrupt the order of the class again, and they try to make noise around the camera. Oh, I feel really angry, you know. But okay, that's it. I just take my degree. Okay, just say, okay, you did a good job, but I hope you can respect more. And I feel very sorry to Dana because they need to stand the noise from the camera. Okay. Okay, there are two my favorite words from my student. The first one, my student predict it, and they make the behavior of the bat a good explanation for why the bats are afraid of sunshine, why they live in a cave always. So I think, wow, they are creativity. And the second one, it is my favorite one too, because they predict in a different way from the textbook written. So I think, wow, they are really creativity. Okay, let's go on the third part. The third part is the topic. The topic is from the textbook. Okay, the topic is from fraud, scam. Okay, so I don't know how the fraud problem in Canada, how is it? I don't know. But in Taiwan, I think we need to learn to protect ourselves. So the main activity for students, they need to present what's the solution. They need to write down the solution for the scam. And my student engaged in the class. And do you know what happened? The student on the stage, most of them got 0 points on their test. But that class, they spoke English on the stage. So after the class, I went back to my office. I shouted and screamed that miracle happened in my class. And I really shouted because it's impossible. Just like that, the girl, she always slept on the class. But that time, she tried to speak 3 sentences in English. It's amazing, but not only her, a lot of them did that. I don't know how to say the touching I experienced. Okay, and that's the word for them. They did. Okay, and the fourth class. The first class, the topic is a movie. Okay, and the main topic, the textbook told is about Miyazaki. So I played Miyazaki's film previously, and I give my students a chance to discuss about the Miyazaki's film. Most of my students love it very much, but okay, and this is the main activity of my students. They need to make a poster of Miyazaki's film, and they did a good job, and they loved it very much. After the class, they admire their work, and they comment which group is better, and they like them very much. But however, I feel really frustrated again. Of course, the same problem, because most of them disrupt the class very much, and they speak dirty words and ran, and they didn't listen to what I say again. Okay, I feel very frustrated. And after the class, I talked with my colleague and I make my decision. I went back to the class. I told my student that, why did you choose to do that? I know that all of you understand that this is teacher's last homework. And you know it is important for teachers. But how about you? Isn't it important for you? They didn't say anything. But I think miracles still there. Because after the 4th class, I have more and more listeners, because they know what teacher did is not for teacher herself, it's for themselves. And because they know that English is not for the test only, English happens in their environment. So I found that more and more students want to learn English actively. I think it is successful for me. And the result, the left side is my previous teaching, and the right side is after the action plans teaching. Okay, because time demands, so just refer by yourself. Okay, and my reflection, I think students want to be noticed. And I think test grades can reflect students' real ability in English. And inquiry-based learning and output activity are very important. And reflection too, I think students engage in creative activities and multiple evaluation is really important, but teachers need to consider how to use it. And the 6th one, cooperative learning helps underachievers join the class. And here are some points. Is about my study in SFU. I think passionate instructors and enthusiastic classmates of you. Yeah, you are so great, and you inspire me a lot. And I think to explore foreign culture is very good. And I like the class you plan for us. Thank you a lot. Okay, so I hope you can explore this kind of experience by yourself. Okay, unforgettable events. I think they are all. I think all of us unforget these events for us. Okay, and the conclusion. I think what is the most efficient teaching? I think the most efficient teaching, the first one, active learning. Okay, and then the second one, I think. What we told need to connect to the textbook, and practice makes perfect, but the form of practice can be flexible. We can't use past paper. I think it's just only one way, okay? And give students a chance to make inquiries and adopting more interesting resources. Okay, and then I analyze my student. So I think you can analyze your student by yourself. And for underachievers, I think I have a I have a lot of thoughts about Underachievers. You can refer it by yourself. And for teachers, I think the most important is teachers can always be self-aware and adjust the steps. And it is better for teachers to have a group. I think the group is really important. Just like what I faced, I talked to my colleague. The colleague helped me a lot, okay? And selecting the resources and archiving the files will lower our loading. And finally, I want to thank you a lot, thank my God, and thank my family, all the faculty in Taiwan and in SFU. And I think, thank you for inspiring me. And I hope we can fly for the beautiful future. Okay, thank you a lot.